Welcome to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. I'm Jeff DeVeronica with my co-host Steve Bradley, and welcoming in our specialties hotline, a record setter, a state champion. He's the first state champion in Pittsford history. His name is Daley Frazier, and with him also is his coach, a diving coach from Pittsford, Scott Lazaroff, who also has his success story to talk about as a diver, but now lending his wisdom to another younger breed. So first off, Daley, congratulations. I know that you didn't get a chance because of COVID last year to go compete at states. How it's been a little while. It's been like a week and a half or so. How happy are you and proud of you of the accomplishment? I know this was something that you really wanted to check off your list before you graduated.
Yeah, I'm really happy to have won the state title. It's been a long-term goal of mine, so yeah, it means a lot to me.
Daley, not too many people can do something and be the first one at Pittsford because there's such a great tradition, such a long line of success. You'll forever be the first. What does that mean to you?
It's really cool that we've never had a diving champion. And yeah, I'm happy to be the first one.
So how did you get involved? Were you diving when you were 6 years old? Were you a gymnast like we hear a lot of divers say? Tell us about your start in diving.
Yeah, so I basically always had trampoline, and that's where my flipping career started. And I kind of got into gymnastics and decided it wasn't really a right fit for me. And I heard a lot of people transition from gymnastics to diving. And diving kind of took all the elements I did like from gymnastics. So I made the switch when I was about 10. And I've been diving year-round ever since.
Now, Scott, you yourself were a state champion diver at Brighton in 2015. Now you're a coach. When you see Daley, what do you see that makes him so good?
Oh, there's too many things to count. But a couple, I would say spatial awareness. He knows exactly where he is all the time. It's very impressive. It's very easy because he dives like I did in high school. So it's very easy to relate the corrections that I had to deal with, to just tell him exactly what he's doing wrong. It's very easy to point it out.
Does he process directions? Some kids do it really easily. You tell them what to do and they go do it. Is that one of his strengths too?
Oh yeah, I would say he likes to break down what I'm saying in his own words. He communicates that with me very well, and then I don't know. It's just we have some telepathic communication, I guess. It's very easy to just tell him what to do, and he'll just do exactly the way I say it.
So, Daley, coaches talked about you and your strengths, but having somebody that's had success as a coach, and let's face it, is not really that much older than you, young, is he easily relatable, and what have been the biggest benefits of working with him?
Yeah, he's super relatable. I actually met him just diving with him on club. So we had that diver relationship. And I can basically tell when I'm trying to move from whatever level I'm at with diving and get to that next level, he's already been there and pushed past where I'm at. So he knows exactly the path that I need to take to get from where I'm at to the next level.
So, Jeff,
what an amazing resource for you, Daley.
I know. Yeah.
Jeff, I think it's only fair to mention the Upstate Club diving, right? With RIT through Cliff DeVries. You guys are both gone through that program. And what is that program and being able to, because when you're at the top of the level, it's not, you can't get there by just doing it during the high school season. There's got to be a huge amount of commitment. And maybe, Scott, start with you about what the Upstate program has done for diving in the area, and maybe Daley chime in when Coach is done.
Oh, absolutely. The Upstate program has done so much for the Rochester community as a whole. It's brought in the diving, the sport of diving. It's I don't know how to say it. I guess it's brought it out to our community, I guess, because diving's not a big sport in the world. So I know that the people that do go through Upstate, the community supports us and helps us out because we are kind of the only club around that goes year round. So they helped tremendously.
Yeah, so Scott's exactly right when he says that, and I think the reason that it is so powerful is that we're some of the only people like in the section and in the state who do train year round, and then also we have a dryland facility, so we're in there training our starts without having to worry about landing in the water, so we can make our dives higher and faster and better. And there's also the coach Cliff DeVries, who's just a really good coach, and he knows what he's doing. So yeah.
Daly, when you were a young guy starting out in the sport, if there's a young kid watching this, how do you get over the fear factor? How do you get over the fear of smacking the water? Or do you ever get over it?
You have a relationship with fear. You get used to it after a while. I've been through dozens of smacks. I guess I know I have a certain mental strategy. If I'm scared of a dive, I'll go and take some deep breaths and do what I got to do to get off the diving board.
So, Delia, somebody once told me that the biggest difference between gymnastics and diving is gymnastics you learn to land on your feet, and diving it's your hands and your head. Is that accurate? And how difficult is it to process that mentally?
It's quite a bit different when you first start. You obviously can never land on your head in gymnastics or you die. So you have to get used to it. And it's especially awkward going in backwards in the water because everyone can learn a front dive because you can see the water, but going in backwards as a blind entry, it's something really hard to transition to when you go from gymnastics.
I want to go deep into the pool after we take a quick break with you, and I want to talk more about degree difficulty and how you totally blew away the field and instead the state championship. But we'll take a quick break right now. Come back. Before we do that, I want to tell one of our great sponsors. They're called Bath Fitter, and there's a reason Bath Fitter is one of the top grossing operations for Bath Fitter in the country. Now, they have the Bath Fitters all over the country, yes. It's because the local people do amazing work. Yes, Rochester, New York has one of the highest grossing operations in the country because they do great work. You see the number on the screen, 617-0007. Give them a call. They have a great deal going on right now. I think it's 2 or 3 year interest-free financing, and they'll hook you up. Trust me. We'll take a quick break, come back, and talk more with Pittsford State diving champion Daly Fraser right here on the Constance Ferris High School Sports Show.
There's a path to success full of challenges, rewards, inspiration, and strength. A strength that only the U.S. Army Reserve can give you. The skills and experiences you'll get will give you an advantage in your civilian life. Stay close to home, train to develop your strengths, and get on a path to success. Find out more at goarmy.com/reserve.
For more information, contact Syracuse Army Recruiting Center, 315-449-2830. There's strong. Then there's Army Strong, paid for by the U.S. Army.
Baby, sweet baby, oh baby, oh
baby. Whether you come here as a 6th grader or a 9th grader, you have to spend your 4, 5, 6 years here and just get involved in so many different things. And then you're going to go out and set fire on the earth. When you get through McQuaid Jesuit, you're not going to fail when you get out in the world.
Tell you about my friends at Bath Fitter. 30 years across the country they've been doing this stuff. 20 plus years in Rochester. You don't have that kind of longevity without treating your customers right, doing great quality work. Please check them out online, bathfitter.com. Call the local office at 617-0007. It's Bath Fitter Rochester. Don't be a DIY diva and try to do it yourself. Don't screw it up. Let the pros do it. Remodel with confidence. Remodel with Bath Fitter. And please tell them you heard about it right here from Jeff DeVeronica on the Constance Ferris High School Sports Show. We're brought to you by Salvador's Pizza.
There are plenty of professional sports teams in Rochester, but there's also a lot of great high school sports action in each town in our area. When's the last time you checked out a high school game? Section 5 sports are about more than just wins and losses. They're about teaching teamwork, dedication, and discipline. So support the kids who play for your school. Get out and watch a high school game today. For more information, including schedules, rosters, and stats, visit section5.org. That's sectionv.org. Brought to you by the Monroe County League and Section 5.
in doing the work you do. If you're hurt, we'll help you through.
Don't be fooled. Video hearings are as critical as appearing in person.
Make sure your rights are protected.
Your employer has trained specialists on their side.
And the judges work for New York State.
The only person on your side
is the attorney at your side.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
Local McDonald's operators care about our local schools, teams, and student athletes. That's why they support the return of high school athletics in the Rochester area and around the state. See you before or after the big game at McDonald's. Welcome back, Section 5. Game on!
Welcome back to the Collins and Ferris High School Sports Show on Rock Sports Now. I'm Jeff DeVeronica with Steve Bradley, and on our specialties Skype hotline, 2 state champion divers in New York State. We can say that now. Daley Fraser, he's a senior for Pittsford Mendon, became the first state diving champion in Pittsford program history, which is pretty cool considering how darn good Pittsford is year after year, decade after decade. And also the Pittsford diving coach, Scott Lazaroff, is with us. And Scott, how many years is the diving coach at Pittsford for you?
Okay. 3, yes.
3, okay. A 3-year plan, it worked. Of course, you couldn't do it last year because of COVID, but so Daley won the state championship in amazing fashion. The next closest competitor was like 74 points behind you, and then even farther back than that, a little bit farther back, was Irondequoit's Michael Wood, who had a really amazing showing. He was runner-up to you in sectionals, and third in states was, I think, maybe even a little above what he thought he would do. But I guess did you just nail everything, or was your degree of difficulty so much more that helped you get the big gap? I don't know. You tell me, what happened over there?
Yeah, so I really did have a good meet. It was one of those days where I just basically hit every single one of my dives. And then also I did have the highest degree of difficulty. So like basically every dive has a certain like number that represents how hard the dive is, and then they multiply that by the judges' scores, and that's how you get your score.
Daley and Scott, as kind of a coach diver combo, how do you come up with a plan for a meet like that, knowing the risk reward? What's the strategy given the talent and the risk?
So I can't give you all of my secrets, but I can say it's a lot of training every day, a lot of repetition. We try and go through a strategy that will help connect each dive to the next dive, which will help his next dive because it's kind of like a voluntary to an optional, which the voluntary is still going to be the same direction, still same flip, but that's going to help his correct to that harder dive for him to do it better.
So it's almost like building up to that next dive with different movements that are going to lead their way into, and you're going to need this movement for the next dive, so let's do part of it on this dive.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, so Steve, it's kind of like when we're writing a story and we're transitioning from one paragraph to the next, right? Same thing. Go ahead, Daley.
Yeah, so I was saying we basically designed my meet to where like my first 5 dives, those are some of my highest scoring, like most consistent dives, and then during the next 3 we put through more of a risk dive in there that would, high risk, high reward. It was the reverse 2.5. So I did a reverse dive first, and then we did reverse 2.5. So it kind of led one into the other, and it worked out, and it was definitely a high reward. And then from there, we just went back to like some of my more confident dives, and we did like a twister and then a very similar another twister. So they kind of also like paired in with each other.
Now, Daley, was there a time when you just knew that this is what you wanted to do? I know you said you were about 10 when you switched, but getting on that board and wanting to do it and then being able to get on that board and do it, when did it really click and the fear go away?
I would say about like a year into diving. I'd just gotten over like just the basic dives, and I really started to do more flips and twists, and it became a lot of fun, and I just became obsessed with it. So that's about it, like a year in.
What's next for you, young man? Where have you picked a college? Are we going to be doing this in college? I mean, we're going to Auburn. Where are we going? We going to alma mater? You're a commodity. I'm sure you are. Where are you going? Do you know yet?
Yeah, I signed with the Pit Crew, and I'm gonna be on the diving team too.
Yeah, University of Pittsburgh. Is
Pittsburgh?
that the Pit Crew?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Pittsburgh. Yeah, not Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Well, no, I wasn't sure with the Pit Crew. I'm like, is that the name of something at another college? Or I thought maybe the diving team at Auburn was called the Pit Crew. I don't know. So
Pittsburgh, yeah.
Well, let me ask you, Coach Lazaroff. Let me ask you this: two things. One, is that website I saw today active? Is that something we could give you a little plug for, or no?
Absolutely. If you
Scott,
just look at the website.
ScottLazaroff.com. That's LAZEROFF.
Yes, sir.
I saw that. And so this is technical, though. What does this Daly need to get better at college? I mean, things are going to get tougher. What does he need to improve on? You've been there. What's it like?
Yeah. It's a bigger stage for sure. So I think he needs to work on a little bit more.
Definitely is inwards.
It definitely is inwards. That was my not my strong suit. So it progressed to him. But it's definitely a bigger stage, more pressure for sure. So definitely the mental game, I think, because he's all there physical. He has all the dives that he needs, all the talent he needs, and all the skill. He has the driven mentality to be the best. Honestly, he really does. I think it's just the pressure. The pressure might get to him a little bit. But I mean, at States, I can't tell you because there's big pressure there, and he did just fine. So.
Well, Dale, you'd been to States twice before. How had you done in the two previous trips? How high up had you finished?
So my freshman year, I made the finals. I think I was something like 16th. And then my sophomore year, I ended up in like 7th place.
Okay, and then COVID year, you couldn't go last year as a junior. Has anyone ever told you, Daly, that you look like a young Tom Brady?
No.
No? No? All right. Well,
Never.
I think you do. Okay. All right.
So Daly's not retiring from diving.
No, and coming back in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Scott, sometimes when people are really good at something, they're not good as coaches. The best basketball players don't make the best coaches. You were a standout diver. How has the transition to coaching been for you, and what do you enjoy the most about it?
I love seeing the kids succeed, especially Daly. He's been everywhere in my mind. I think he's frustrated me. He's been everywhere in the spectrum, but at the end, he listens. So I love it. I mean, I didn't think coaching would be my thing, but at the end of the day, I guess I do something right. To get results. It might be just how young I am. Maybe I get to connect with them a little bit more. It's more recent to me. So maybe the groove is just a little more smooth.
Well, it's you made history, Daly. Congratulations. And I know Coach Lazaroff is a big part of getting you to the top of the podium. So we wanted to have you on our program to share and celebrate that and wish you the best of luck with the Pit Crew over there in PA. And thanks for being on our show, Daly. We appreciate it. Good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Next interview, we're going to get the goofball side to come out of you, okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
Deal?
Sure thing.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
Coach Lazaroff, good to have you on our program.
Great.
ScottLazaroff.com, folks. Check it out. Thanks for being on the show, Scott.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
For Steve Bradley, my co-host, and our producer, Joe Broad, I'm Jeff DeVeronica. Thanks for watching us right here on the Cons and Ferris High School Sports Show on Rock Sports Now.